A lot of times I'll be in a 200-mile run or something like that, and I'm all jacked up. Body's broken, mind's broken, spirit's broken. I started to say, what if I can pull this off? When I first walked into the Navy SEAL recruiter's office, he looked at me and said, there's only been 35 African Americans in 70 years make it through. You know what I said to myself? What if I can be the 36th? It's the what if I can pull off a fucking miracle. What if I can become someone that no one thinks I can be? And just me talking about that, I have the hair going up on my arms because it makes me just like, what if?
I once had a guidance counselor tell me that I shouldn't play basketball, that it would never amount to anything for me. You know what? Much to your surprise, I took that counselor's advice. I took it and I used it to be the best basketball player I could be. His negativity towards me made me stronger. You can't stop people from trying to limit your dreams, but you can stop it from becoming a reality. Your dreams are up to you. I encourage you to always be curious, always seek out things you love, and always work hard once you find it. So with that, I'll let you carry on with your evening. I hope you enjoy your special night. Please know I'm thinking of you, supporting you, and encouraging you always. Peace.
I had that one viewer, and that viewer made me keep going. And each day and more, week 2, I started averaging 4 viewers. Week 3, 8 viewers. Week 4, 20 viewers. So on and so on and so on. So then my sophomore year, I kind of gave up on school.
Right.
I kind of gave up on school. I kind of gave up on everything that I had to my old life and just put everything onto my stream. I streamed every day. I didn't care about nothing else but YouTube, streaming. As I was streaming, there was a clip that kind of blown up. It was on Warstar. You remember Warstar, right? It didn't go viral. It had like maybe 30,000 viewers. So my dad showed my mom, because my dad watches Warstar. My mom seen the video. She's like, what are you doing, blah, blah, blah. Why is everybody talking about you like online, blah, blah, blah. Because it was like hate comments. Mm-hmm. So she kicked me out. No, she told me to quit.
Yeah.
Or I'm leaving. Like, you know, or like, you can't do this in my house. So I'm like, I'm out.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, I'm out. You know, like I'm not about to stop. Like I was already averaging like 20 viewers. I had like 1,000 subs, 2,000 subs.
Right.
Like I'm already going. So and once I start something, I'm not stopping.
Right.
So boom, she kicked me out. I moved to my dad in Detroit. Then I kept going. My dad didn't really care. My dad let me. Shout out to my dad.
Right.
Shout out to my mom too. I still love my mom. She just didn't know what was going on.
Right.
But anyways, I kept going in Detroit, and I got here.
So I came home one day from working at a job called Ecolab where I sprayed for cockroaches. Made $1,000 a month, weighing 300 pounds. And I got home and I watched a show on Discovery Channel of guys carrying boats and logs, Navy SEAL training. And I decided to make a change in my life. And I called the recruiter up and he asked me these questions. He had to meet a certain age, like a certain height and weight limit. I was 6'1" and 300 pounds. He laughed at me. 7 other recruiters laughed at me. One recruiter finally said, come on in, I'm too busy to talk to you on the phone. He didn't know how much I weighed. I walked in the recruiter's office and he looked at me and he said, you're fat and you're black. I said I wanted to be a Navy SEAL. I didn't know there had only been 35 African-American Navy SEALs at that time in over 70 years. He said I basically had to lose 106 pounds in less than 3 months because of my age. I was getting too old. I came back 3 months later, 106 pounds lighter. Thank you.
If you think the price of winning is too high, wait till you get the bill from regret.
And then, boom, years go by, and I'm like, damn, bro, like 5, 6, 7 years went by, and this is still not working for me. Like, how much time am I gonna spend on this thing? Like, I reorganized my whole life for this thing, and it's still not working for me. Like when my friends went and got jobs that paid well, these like security jobs that got $20 an hour, I would instead volunteer. I would, and so I did, and so I needed to spend time on YouTube. I couldn't do nothing that would take away from YouTube. When I went to university, instead of going in the dorms, which looked way more fun, I got a townhouse with 4 other people because the internet sucked in the dorms. I had to be able to upload YouTube videos. I spent too much on this shit. Like, bro, there was way too much time. Like, when my friends would go out, I'll be like, bro, I haven't uploaded yet, so I gotta upload today. Boom, now I'm uploading. Bro, no exaggeration, I have reorganized literally everything in my life for this to work. And I remember I was in my 3rd year in university. Nigga, I have goosebumps. I was in my 3rd year of university, bro, and it was summer. Nigga, I wasn't even going home for the summer because it was tough to record at home. So I was staying at uni on a ghost campus. It was dumb empty. It was boring as fuck. But I would stay there because it was better for YouTube. Everything was, let me just, bro, I need this to work. I need this to work. This is what the fuck, bro. I knew what I wanted, bro. If you don't quit, you can't lose. It's impossible. Because you can just get up and try again. So that's all I did. Every time I felt like quitting, I would just I would talk to some friends and I would convince myself of everything I already believed, why I knew I wanted this from years ago, and I would go again, and I would go again. And it was one video that finally blew for me. It got 50,000 views after 6-7 years.
How bad do you want it? There's 2 options. To continue forward, pushing upward. And if you do, that dream is given birth, and forever you will live in the reality of it. If you stop, quit, throw in the towel, I promise you there's no distance you can travel far enough to ever find that dream again. For it is dead. And in its death, it's replaced by regret.
That's what it takes. To do anything successfully in life, you've got to want it as bad as you want to breathe. And if you want it that bad, if you're willing to give it that much, you get a big piece of what you want. And life and dreams do come true. Anything you want can happen and become a reality. And I believe that sincerely, and I'll die on that thought.
My philosophy is, why be normal when you can be the best? I don't want to be normal. I want to make the difference. So everything I do, I want to make the difference. Because when I make the difference, I'm the best. And that is not arrogance, that is confidence.
If I was to quit rapping and I said I want to go to the NBA, I would be in the NBA.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
Why would you think you could make it to the NBA?
Because I think I can do anything.
Life is inherently ridiculous and guaranteed to end sooner or later. So you might as well enjoy the ride.
And if you start doing something different than everyone else is doing, they assume that you're attacking them for living their lives out. I don't know why people do this, but they do it. And so a lot of ways they want you to fail because they want confirmation that the path that they're on is the right path.
You need to have faith a better version of yourself exists. You need to take responsibility for your own life into your own hands. Most likely you're not going to have a role model following you, telling you what to do, asking you these hard questions and pushing you in the right direction. You need to be the one to do that.
Unconsciously, things wheels are turning in there, and your frustration is merely a sign that you're not aware of the progress that you're making unconsciously, and you have to push through it.
I can't think of many times when you're going to regret trying to make something happen now.
The reality is, it's just in your nature. What's in your nature? It was always in my nature to make decisions for myself, to be a rebel. I would say my bar for who I work with was not high enough.
Don't allow the positive words of someone else to make you feel better about yourself. Do you know why? Because it means that you fundamentally don't accept yourself and you're waiting for others to validate you.
That is a massively true point.
If you nailed your day, you don't just make it back to 0. You got to +10. There's no arbitrary minimum level of productivity you have to achieve every day in order to be worthwhile.
Don't look always in a mirror. Don't look at yourself. Destroy that mirror. You will be able to look beyond that mirror, and then you will see the millions of people that need your help.
You constantly think the same thing. You can start to ingrain it in your mind. But if you say something and you consistently say, like, oh man, I'm so tired, you're convincing yourself that it's true. You're making it true.
You do not want to have a victim mindset. You want to have agency on the world. You want to enact stuff that's going on. You want to make it, and you're going to have to try really hard. And also, you need to give yourself a break.
And the only way to move forward in life is by starting and just taking action. There's no book or a 12-step program or perfect way that it's going to organize things. And this sounds super trite to say. I know everyone knows that, but people still don't do it. Awareness doesn't mean anything. Action is all that matters.
Stop taking life so seriously. Like, no one is getting out of this game alive, literally. In 3 generations, no one will even remember your name.
This understanding about yourself that what you know is very limited and what you don't know is limitless. And you have an opportunity every day to surround yourself with people to help you grow. And that could be, in my case, it very much was my parents early on.
I think you're a different guy if you go even when you don't want to. Or when you subjectively have extra difficulties, because now you're the guy who did it, even when it was hard. And it's like, you know, nobody knows that you did it.
Every single day is another opportunity that you can turn it around, guys. This air we're breathing is life. You can take this life and transform it the way you want. Drive the car you want. Drive your destiny into what you want, your dreams, make them a reality, guys. You can do it every single day.
What can happen sometimes here is that we are so focused on what we can control that sometimes we blame ourselves for things that are outside of our control. And we personalize. And we think, I should have known better. I should have done this. I should have been across that. And that's the sign of the low acceptance coming through.
You're probably on the right path. They are leading indicators. Their hate, their snide remarks, the little like you're missing this, you're not doing that. Those are actually positive indicators, despite the fact they hurt, because you're kind of still transitioning your programming from the way that you used to be to the way that you want to be.
Part of the sacrifice, or part of my mentality, and I have to take responsibility for this, we're all causative to our own situation in life, okay? As much as I wanted to say, it was them, it was me too, okay?
And all of the people that I've researched, they all express this sense of destiny or fate. They were destined to do what they ended up doing. They felt it as a child, and they felt it later on in life, all the way through.
The challenges of life come your way. You got to find ways to increase your sense of self-appreciation, because if you don't, you're bombarded with negative stuff every day that beats you down, and you will find yourself unconsciously engaged in self-destructive behavior.
If there was a blessing in my life that I would say, you know, some of the things I blessed with, hard work, discipline, you know what I was also blessed with? Being very naive. I had no idea how hard it was. But I believed, because I was like, no, like I'm gonna get better, and I'm gonna be better.
I'm good at putting goals in the sights and achieving those goals. But if you're constantly looking for the next thing, whether it's the next goal, or it's the next girl, or it's the next high, then you are never going to be operating in the present tense.
If you expect yourself to perform well in an interview, you are more likely to perform well. If you expect yourself to be successful asking that person out at the restaurant, you're more likely to be successful. Because what we believe influences how we show up and what we notice, which then reinforces whatever we believe.
We finish everything. You start it, finish it. If you're gonna do it to try and be the best. Not be better than other people, be the best for you. If you're in school and you're going to class, I'm not asking you to get straight A's. I'm asking you to get the best grade that you can possibly get.
The ultimate antidote to self-doubt is actually faith. I mean, we could just end it here and like that's the book that would have just those words in it. But at the same time, we also know that we are tested in this life. And our ability to move through those tests allows us to determine how much faith we have.
Someone being able to ask you, what do you want with your life? Do you believe a better version of yourself exists? And take responsibility to take that in action. And the reason that question to ask yourself is, do you believe a better version of yourself exists? Is because if you say yes, you are admitting that you have faith.
It's a mentality. It's a choice. Every morning when I wake up, every morning when you all wake up, you have a choice. Sometimes I make the wrong choice. Sometimes I do. you want to be negative? Do you want to be depressed or upset about something? Or do you want to be in a good mood and really going after what you want?
But rather than worrying about the next 17 promotions, you just do what's in front of you. In my case, it's say a book project. If I do an exceptional job, I knock it out of the park with this one thing, opportunities will present themselves that I couldn't have conceived of 6 months ago. And then it's just a matter of paddling for the wave.
Find out who you are and own that motherfucker and tell people to go f themselves. Don't ever worry about anybody and what the f they think about you. You do that, I guarantee you, your life will be in shambles. You will become the biggest of all time.
Fundamentally, if you don't want someone's life, don't take their advice. If you don't like the way they live, if you wouldn't swap places with them, if you don't like the way they have a relationship with their wife or their girlfriend, or you don't like how they think about work, or you don't like how, if they're, not in shape, they're not in any of the, you don't envy them in any domain, why would you value their advice?
Enough. I don't have enough because it's not over.
It's not over.
It's not over. So, when you put a cap on it, you're putting a punctuation to it. Mm-hmm. And the ambition comes from seeing what's out there that can be obtained.
You're out there on your own. You need to grow up. You need to start assuming responsibility for your life. And then if you don't have a lot of champions for you, then you better become a champion for yourself. And you better try to develop confidence within yourself so that you can grow up and be the kind of person or player or student or whatever you want to be.
The older people who are successful, they will pretty consistently tell you that the number one most important thing was who they worked with. And right up there with that is that they made sure they enjoyed what they were doing. Not because, the journey is a reward or any of those cliches, but for a different cliche, which is that if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to be good. So,
by far the best investment you can make is in yourself. I mean, for example, communication skills. I tell those students that come that they're going to graduate schools and business, and they're learning all these complicated formulas and all that. If they just learn to communicate better, and both in writing and in person, they increase their value at least 50%.
Even people who have extremely strong faith still experience self-doubt because we are human. So if you are tested and you feel like you have a lot of self-doubt, that is okay. You're not broken. It's just a part of the human experience. And everything is a learning and an opportunity to grow and to develop those qualities within ourselves that serve us throughout our entire lives.
Fuck people. One thing you have to learn early in life. I didn't learn this till later on. I don't give a You can't care what anybody thinks about you. If I cared what people thought about me, you think I'd be yelling out here, doing a 105-pound ruck, talking shit? This is who I am.
Not only is it possible for you to have your dream, and it's necessary for you to challenge yourself to go after it and get better and leverage relationships that can help you get to where you want to go, but it's you. The major key to your reaching your dream, your living up to your greatness, your making your contribution is you.
That's what I meant when I said problems are a feature of life, not a bug. There will be no day when you don't have any problems. And railing against it, why is the flight delayed? Because flights get delayed. That's why. And did you think that there was going to be a day when no flights were delayed? That you were going to reach some escape velocity where this was no longer an issue?
One thing I would say is, sometimes for the sake of your own soul, even if you don't like it anymore, finish the damn thing so you have a sense of, I finished it, I did it, I actually accomplished it. It wasn't much fun, but now I know what it's like to finish something. I'm not going to set that pattern in my life of having half-fulfilled dreams, half-assed kind of thoughts and wishes. I'm going to actually finish something to the end. The key to everything in life is going at tasks and work that have a deep personal engagement to you, that mean a lot to you, that have something that you've been attracted to for your whole life, and all of your emotions are sort of fixated on this thing. And so when you have moments when you want to give up, your level of desire and love for the actual work will overcome those moments of giving up.
In other words, Michael Faraday came from extreme abject poverty in London, England in the 1790s. And yet he went on to become one of the greatest experimental scientist that ever existed. It was his discoveries that led to the electric motor and to the field theories that revolutionized science and led to the theory of relativity and all of the technological wonders around. There's like a voice, and it's saying, this is what you should be doing, Noman, or whoever it is. This is what you should be drawn to. This is what you were meant to accomplish. When you do it, you feel an ease, a kind of power. If it's playing the piano, it doesn't mean that you don't have to practice. There's still a lot of pain. But in doing it, you feel this kind of natural ease. It works.
If you expect to lose, you will. I know a lot of guys are very talented. A lot of women are very talented, but they don't think they can do it, and they don't. Very rarely does a great genetic talent, gifted guy or girl, very rarely do they succeed on talent alone. Mixing attitude with talent, oh my God, that's a superstar. That's Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson.
I'm gonna get on the path of success. I don't care how long that road is. I'm gonna see it through no matter what, because you know what? I've been living enough years in this and I don't want to be here anymore. I'm not happy with this. And I'm tired of making excuses. I'm tired of going through the same circular motion of shit. I want to be different. And last I look, every single day I'm getting older, meaning I'm gonna get older and I'm running out of time.
Where have you been up to this point? You look at your life, you look at what you produce. Is it giving you what you want? Are you living on purpose? Are you living your dream? Are you acting on your ideas? Are you doing all you can do? Have you gotten comfortable? Are you procrastinating? Are you evading your own greatness? Are you surrounding yourself with people that can nourish you? Are you challenging yourself? Are you experimenting? Are you learning something different?
You say you're gonna do it. You commit to it. You make it happen. As you get into it, guys, and you feel that love, that sweat equity, that pump, that life that's found in non-tangible items, is like the weights. There's no life in the iron, but when you grab and you start moving, somehow that iron brings life into you.
Richer people won't judge you for saving your money. Fitter people won't judge you for cutting calories or packing your food or deciding to eat a certain way, right? Higher status people aren't going to judge you for cutting bad friends. It's the people going nowhere who have the most to say because they have nothing to do. And so take the fact that they have something to say as an indication that they're not doing anything else with their time, not that it's some sort of sign that you need to change your life.
But I was probably one of the 3 that were there almost every single day to try to continue to push myself to grow in these maybe physical areas that I was really behind a lot of other people at. Because naturally, no one's good at everything. I mean, that's just not the way life works. We're all talented at certain things, but we can really continue to improve our weaknesses if we're humble enough to identify them, and we can build on our strengths.
So you want to have an agenda for your life. It's necessary that you have some direction for your life. A friend at the National Speakers Convention gave us presentation, and it really struck me. He was talking about when he was traveling across Europe, Warren Gresham, and he said at different points, soldiers would wake them up on their journey and ask them the question. And I posed this to you. The question was, where have you been? Why are you here? And where are you going?
Matters. Just like if you're a black belt and some guy's grabbing your sleeve and you focus on pulling that hand off your whole time, you're going to waste energy. And maybe you even give up position because you were focused on something that did not matter. So it is important to realize and to learn to differentiate between things that don't matter and things that do matter. And in order to tell the difference between those two things, you have to be able to detach.
It's possible you've got some talents, some ideas in you, your ability to do some stuff that you haven't even discovered yet. And I'm suggesting that it's necessary that you get outside of your comfort zone. It's necessary that you develop some new relationships where you can learn from people. It's necessary that you do reading, that you do research. It's necessary, if you're already involved in some business, that you don't be satisfied with where you are. If you want to make it today, it's necessary for you to constantly look at ways of getting better.
Life doesn't work that way. You know, you gotta be a jack of all trades. as well as a master of one. I know there are different ideologies, but it has to work that way. Meaning, life will not give you, okay, you've got 2 years to knock this one out, and then you have it done, and then we're gonna move it. No, it's an overlapping of everything, guys, and you learn it along the way. That's what makes it exciting. Don't just get into the gym, find that love, man, that mind, the body, connection.
Don't be upset when people have these snide remarks. It's because they're actually protecting their own egos. It took me a lot longer to figure that out. And so just reminding myself that like, hey, I've been able to boil down almost all criticism from other people in my life to this statement. So please listen to it carefully. You do not live in a way that I would prefer. That's all it is. Every single remark, why are you doing this, blah, blah, blah. It just comes down to you live your life in a way that I wouldn't prefer. And the answer to that is, of course not, because it's my life. You should live your life in the way that you prefer. Why should I live my life in the way that you prefer?
It's like when you don't have to hustle for a living, you're just like, well, what do I do? You've lost your purpose in life. And you could, go meditate in a corner for a long time. That gets boring too. You can go completely hedonistic, and that's a death trap. People blow themselves up or blow out on drugs or just empty lifestyles. Or you kind of realize, like, actually, what I want to do is I want to self-actualize. I want to be the best version of myself. And what does the best version of myself mean? That means creating something.
Don't wait. Life really is happening right now. There is this belief that once life's duties are out of the way, then you can finally start doing the thing you want to and fully living your life. It's called the provisional life. It's sort of strange feeling that you're not yet in your real life. For now, you're doing this thing or that, but there's always the fantasy that at some point in future, the real thing will come about. I need someone to teach me how to work harder and be disciplined feels upward aiming, noble, charitable. I need someone to teach me how to switch off and relax feels dopaminergic, transactional, opulent. Every underdog movie ever has a scene of some person down on their luck learning how to work harder and pull themselves up by their bootstraps. None include a scene of a guy learning how to log out of Slack at 6 p.m. or finally enjoy a beach holiday.
You don't need one thing in a traditionally defined sense. Maybe your thing is, as I have found, being a human guinea pig and trying to train people to be better learners is my one thing. And that made me feel more confident in this sort of experimental approach. I don't have 10-year plans, and that used to bother me a lot. I am no longer remotely bothered by that. Because I have 2-week experiments and I have 6-month projects.
The single biggest shortcoming people have early on is that they stay extremely limited in the group that they're next to. They tend to start companies with, they tend to work with, they tend to hang out with, they tend to learn from the people who they just kind of happen to be next to. And it doesn't work like that. Life is a search function, and you fulfill the first part of that search function by landing here. But the next part of that curation continues. So always keep kind of curating who you're working with.
Mastery, being emotionally connected to what you're doing, being personally involved and excited, pushes you, gives you this incredible momentum that pushes you past all of the obstacles that usually stop a lot of people. You have the patience and the persistence being the most important quality in this world for achieving mastery and success, because you have a reason for doing it, a purpose. You can push past the criticisms that that you're inevitably going to face.
And I think the ability to abstain from doing the easy, pleasurable thing that's right in front of you and picture a life that you can dream of, asking yourself if a better version of yourself exists, what that version of yourself is, picturing the plan to get there, and actually starting and executing on that plan, I think is such a rare thing right now, and so hard for people to stop and even think about, given how much constant distraction there is in their life. And that's what made me want to ask this kid. I was like, do you believe a better version of yourself exists?
If you're trying to be successful and you're facing big life decisions, don't listen to the people closest to you. Listen to the people who are closest to your goals. And I think that if you are in a situation where there's no one around you who's close to your goals, then it means that you're going to have to consume information from the outside. It's almost like you have to separate your brain from your body. You need all your consumption of information to be from people who are where you want to be. And you can have your body for now in a place where it doesn't want to be. But in time, once your reality catches up, you can actually move your body to a place that now makes it even easier for you to consume the things that you need to get to where you want to go.
The thing that was really different for me was, and it really carried me through my entire career, was my work ethic, my curiosity to learn from people that were better than me. I never let off like, I didn't know everything, you know? I still don't. I don't know shit. I don't know most about anything.
Yeah.
I know what I know and basically what I've studied, but a lot of people have come into my life over the years that have been like, hey, like, I see you're kind of lacking that. Let me try to help you in some way. Either it was physically, mentally, or emotionally.
And say, I've got to do this. This is my stuff. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is why I showed up. Where are you going with your life? What decisions are you making right now as you look into the future? Are you experimenting to find out what other talents and abilities that you have? See, we're in a time right now. The day is gone where you could just go to college and get out and get a job and work 30 or 40 years with job security and retire with a gold watch. The gold watch days are gone. Brand new day, party's over.
If you ask the average kid, do you want to be exceptional? Do you want to do something great with your life? The answer is usually yes. But their actions very rarely align with it. And I feel like I didn't have anyone, and you don't need someone. The responsibility lies within yourself ultimately, always. But I do believe that like a role model could be a huge asset for pushing yourself to ask these hard questions and being like, if you want to be exceptional, what you're doing right now is average or even below average. And if you want to continue to be average or below average your whole life, then continue doing this. But you need to make a serious change and start doing hard shit and letting go of the easy shit, the comfortable, pleasurable shit.
Because what you're going to guarantee is that you fail next year. You can almost guarantee that you fail at doing this thing. Is it great to set your sights high? Yeah, that's real cool. And maybe you've got lots of things that you want to do, but just what would have to happen by the end of next year for you to look back on it and consider it a success? And what if you created a rank-ordered list? And like, okay, I need to kill one of these. And you left yourself with one or two. What's left? You'd only do one thing next year. Cross that off, cross that off, cross that. What am I left with? I really want to lose the weight. There we go. Now we can break that down into individual steps. I need to get a gym membership. I need to get some cool gym wear that makes me feel good as I go to the gym.
You can wake up a certain day, and that person you woke up with, you can say goodbye to that person that day and go to sleep a stronger person, or a better person, or more forgiving, or more compassionate. Whatever it is that you're lacking, once you have the knowledge to know that this is what your makeup is, this is your one weak link, now you've identified that, now you can put different things that you've learned throughout life and apply what you've learned to fix that weak chain, to make the whole unified person of who you are, mind, body, your name, your character, the integrity and honor that you carry yourself with, into somebody that's respected, that's remembered in life. Otherwise, you will be forgotten and gladly forgotten.
Life is always giving you a test, trying to give you a way out, trying to give you an excuse not to show up. This is my excuse today. But guess what? You gotta have the mentality to show up every day of your life, no matter what life throws at you. It's our responsibility to show up to the Coliseum of life, prepared for battle. I don't care what you're going through, what life's throwing at you. It's your responsibility to find your new 100%. Take it upon yourself to do that. With success in life comes more haters. Don't make them hurt your feelings. Use them for fuel. Use them for energy. In times of need, put them on the mental Rolodex in your mind. And when you don't want to do roll through your brain. Pull up that you need. That person who said you couldn't do something. Weren't fast enough, good enough, smart enough, where the fuck it may be. Use it for energy. Instead of killing them with kindness, torture them with success. In life, we have to continue pushing past the odds. Use everything this world has to give you for fuel.
You know, I never really felt that much pressure, probably about anything, to be honest with you, because I knew what I wanted, and I never really fell for this thing of what the people expect me to do. So I create my vision, and when everyone says it's impossible, I go after it with vengeance. It's like I go all out, 100%. and it gives me joy. And it is what is great about it is that every time that you accomplish something really big, you see and become aware of other things that are new challenges that you didn't even think about.
Yes. There's a payoff for bad eventually. There's a payoff. It can't be bad, but for so long. If you got the strength and the understanding to realize that, it will change. It will change. It's impossible. It's just like poker. I don't know if you play poker or not.
I don't.
You play poker, you can run bad forever, but it will eventually turn around once you grasp the understanding of the game. Eventually, it's gonna turn around. Blackjack, you're never gonna beat the casino, but eventually you're gonna have a good run. If you catch a run, you'll do good. Get the out of there. You waited long enough for it to happen. Here it come. Catch it, leave. Anything in life will eventually turn good.
The minds of medieval is constantly fighting against you. It's the only thing in the history of the world that shows up on time every time. It has the tactical advantage over you. It knows your fears. It knows your insecurities. It knows everything about you. It might be the only thing in that world that knows all about you. You gotta know about it. It's gonna show up when you don't wanna show up. It's gonna show up at the worst time possible when you wanna be successful. It's gonna say, take the easy road. Take the easy way out. You gotta learn your brain like your brain has learned you.
People so many times call me a self-made man. I know what you're talking about, but I always want to make clear at the same time, I'm not a self-made man. I was created by my mother and my father. I was created by my teachers, by my coaches, by my bodybuilding champions. That they were my idols. And Joe Weider, that brought me to America. Eric Morris, who was my acting coach. Chuck Nicholson, that recommended this acting coach. So all of these people had a tremendous amount. My wife did help me in every step of the way, with the kids. My kids were really helpful in my career. So I'm a product of all of that. And so I think it's important that when we recognize that we have gotten the help, that we therefore give help back.
All right, you got one life. And that one life, the goal for us is to live it to the best of our ability from the beginning to what's said the end. In the middle, in the beginning, middle, you're gonna do things, you're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna fuck up. You're supposed to learn and then move forward with the understanding of what not to do. And when you move forward, life may get better, it may not, but somewhere along the lines it's gonna click. And everything that I went through back here was supposed to happen so that now that I'm here, I'm able to go ahead with such a high level of knowledge, and I can make other people better. I can make myself better. I can do more for my family. Something happens.
One funny thing is when I first got into the industry, there were a lot of people around that I met, but there were a few that I just gravitated towards because they were so intelligent and so interesting and so talented. And I remember at the time thinking, man, what an unfair world that these super talented, interesting, engaged people are getting all the fame or the credit. And the reality is now I look back 20, 30 years later, and those people, they're all incredibly successful. They're all reasonably famous, and they've all gone on to do great things with almost no exception. So if you find somebody who's genuinely talented, intellectually curious, hardworking, high integrity, mark my words, I guarantee you that 20 years from now, those people will be successful. And I wish I just invested in or stayed close to every single one of them. I can't think of a single exception.
Yeah.